Welcome to Shamba Shape-Up.
We have traveled all over East Africa to find hard-working farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need,
so they can adapt and make their farms more productive even while the climate changes.
We want to support them to get better yields and increase their income.
We meet families and enter their kitchens to explore how to cook in cleaner, faster, cheaper ways, while at the same time increasing family nutrition.
We will see how farmers from across the region can benefit from our experts' advice,
while also learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experience as they shape up their shambas.
On the Shamba Shape-Up Safari.
Happy New Year!
Today, our focus is on mangoes. Indeed, almost every market today is having mangoes fruits on sale.
Yes, mangoes are very popular and a great source of income to mango tree farmers, but only if you get the business side of it right.
Mangoes are a seasonal fruit and mostly get to the market at the same time. A lot goes to waste, not to mention the pest and disease that attack them at every stage.
My first expert is Mweni from Osho. Gregory is an expert mango farmer. So, I wanted to see if we could share some of his secrets with our farmers watching at home. There are three main problems everyone should watch out for. Mr. Ngao,
yes.
Well done.
Thank you.
How long have you been planting mangoes?
For about 20 years now.
20 years?
Yes.
And how has results been?
It's doing wonderful. Giving me income.
And you love mangoes?
I love mangoes. Yes.
Mr. Mweni,
yes, please.
Tell us, what challenges do farmers go through?
Generally, when you plant mangoes, we've got majorly three problems. To start with, immediately mangoes start budding. We call it the budding stage. The flowers start just coming out. The first problem, which many farmers lose most of their fruits, is the issue of powdery mildew.
Aha.
Powdery mildew, it's a fungal disease which majorly affects mangoes, and it affects from budding stage, flowering, and immediately the fruit starts growing.
What are the symptoms?
Immediately you get to the farm and find that the buds are having some whitish cover. That means that's powdery mildew, and it may even give almost 80 to 90% abortion.
What solution is there for powdery mildew?
You cannot use mechanical method to control powdery mildew. You've got directly to get into chemicals, or what we call fungicides. So you've got to get a fungicide which is good to prevent and control.
And you have it?
Yes, we have it. Control is a fungicide which prevents and controls the powdery mildew from the farm. It gets into the system of the plant, so that if we have some powdery mildew from the neighbors or from the other plants, when it gets to the plant, it's done away with. So this one is both preventive and curative.
How often should a farmer use this?
Farmers should have to spray mango plants after every 2 weeks. We say bi-weekly.
Mr. Ngao, did you do that?
Yes, I did.
Did you use the
I used the same procedure. Yeah.
Wow.
Apart from the powdery mildew, we've got another very major problem. This is the mango seed weevil. This is generally not seen by farmers because it gets into the seed of the fruit at budding stage, or immediately the fruit starts forming. And now to this, farmers must make sure that they spray a preventive spray, not to allow the mango seed weevil to get into this. Why? Most of the exporters, when they get to the farms, they'll have to use a knife, then dissect the mango. Immediately, they find the mango seed weevil at the seed, they will just not buy. So farmers, those who intend to just sell their mangoes for export, they've got to make sure that they do the preventive spray, not to allow the mango seed weevil to get into their mangoes.
Mr. Ngao, have you noticed the seed weevil in your mangoes?
For a farmer like myself, I don't wait to see the mango seed weevil. I spray systematically, because if I wait to see the weevil, the damage will not be done.
So the moment you see seed weevil, you know damage is done.
Yes.
How do you prevent it?
Betafos is a product which is very good when it comes to controlling the mango seed weevil. It has two active ingredients in it. One, immediately you just spray in the farm. Any of the crawling or flying insect Once it is just it is knocked down. So when you use beta force, you just do away with mango seed weevil and any other insect which may affect mango plants into the farm.
How often should a farmer use it?
Just like the powdery mildew, you've got to spray an insecticide after every 14 days.
So what other diseases there?
Most farmers do not feed their mangoes. And immediately you don't feed the mangoes, they will not give you any
Who
produce.
feeds on who? The farmer feeds on the mango?
The
mango
farmer feeds the mango. Easy grow, flower and fruit. It has potassium, which is very good for color, shape and taste of any fruit, and especially the mangoes. You use only 40 grams in 20 liters.
You can combine the
You can combine in one
pump?
knapsack.
Yes, we say they are compatible.
Yeah.
When just put into 120 liters, then you spray. You are done. You've given a full solution to your mangoes.
Wow. So, for healthy mangoes, spray the mango leaves every 14 days. You can mix the 3 products in the same knapsack. 10 grams of control with 20 milliliters of beta force and 40 grams of easy grow.
Our next expert is Peter Chalo, a technical assistant from TechnoServe, and is here to give advice on Frederick and Elizabeth's mango trees. So how many trees do we have here, Fred?
We have 150 trees in my Shamba.
The yield is good? Are the mangoes doing well?
Yes, they are doing well, but in this one we didn't have good harvest.
What do you do?
I clean up the shamba, I put fertilizer, I prune the trees so that the sun can get inside the trees so that the mangoes produce well.
So pruning is very important. When you want to now harvest the mangoes, how do you know it's ripe?
I touch the mango, and at the top if there's a hole, and at the bottom the color is changing to yellow, then it's ready for harvest.
Is that right, Peter?
When we want to start harvesting, we have to determine where we are harvesting the mangoes to go. If it is mangoes for export, there are those qualities which we look for, like the size, the color, and also the level of maturity.
Okay. So, Elizabeth, how do you do your harvesting?
I pluck the mango and place it on the ground so that the sap doesn't touch the mango.
Is that the good way? Is it the perfect way? Or is there a better way?
There is a better way of doing it. When you are harvesting the mangoes, you pick the mangoes from the tree, from the stalk, with the mango that has the right maturity level. After picking it, you have a jute sack. That is a sisal sack.
Okay.
Then instead of placing it right on the soil, you place it on top of the bag. That will help to have the sap sucked by the sisal fibers. And also, when you place the mango on the soil, there are chances that there are germs on the soil, and the mango starts to be contaminated.
So Elizabeth, remember the gunia is very important. All right. Frederick, you talked about this season, the yield not being very good for you. What happened?
The flowers were affected by some insects. It's funny insects. It's these mango flies. I think you are aware of them.
What are these pests and insects that he keeps talking about, and how can he be helped?
It has happened all over the mango producing zones. The produce was not as we expected, and that has been contributed by one because of climate change, which we also need to address. So we recommend that immediately after harvesting, you start the pruning. After pruning, you start doing the fungicide sprays, and also now you start doing the insecticide sprays. That will reduce the level of affection by the fungal diseases like powdery mildew and anthracnose. Those are the main reasons why we had flower abortions this time. So when we want to reduce that, we need to address by managing the crop from early.
To help fight and control anthracnose and powdery mildew, OSHO recommend their pesticide solution, Classic. Just be careful to mix and spray as recommended on the instructions.
Yes.
Oh, we are learning fast. What is this?
This is a mango fly trap.
How does it work?
It attracts these male mango flies. When they get that scent, they think that there are female flies inside there.
Okay.
So when they come inside, they just die.
We advise the farmers to have the traps placed in the trees, and that will help to reduce the damage which is caused by the fruit flies. Actually, our mangoes have been restricted from export markets because a mango which is affected by fruit fly cannot even penetrate the export market, even the local market.
How many traps should you place per tree? Is it one mango tree, one trap, or how does this work?
The bait can attract the fruit flies from a distance of, let's say, 300 meters.
Okay.
So we usually say that for every 10 trees, we can have at least one trap.
Another question, maybe a buyer is in a hurry to buy my product and he comes with 20 harvesters and he wants to just to carry the property immediately.
Your farm is an investment, and when you do the right things, you get the right product, and the right product gets you the right price. And when you do that, the trader will come again and again and again because he will have sold every mango that he got from your farm. But when you just let him do the local way, they are doing it in the wrong way. Those mangoes, when they go to the market, they get spoiled. And when they get spoiled, he will not come again because he will definitely got losses and he will not have money to come to buy to you again.
Excellent information from Peter about harvesting. Now, mangoes are a sensitive fruit, and when they are transported to market or processing, many are spoiled. Our second expert is a short walk away down the road in Kathoni village and is going to show us a good way of reducing mango wastage. Looks like the work has already begun. George Mathenge is a trainee technician from the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology who is demonstrating a sturdy pulping machine and how it can make farmers more money than simply selling the raw mangoes. Elizabeth,
Yes.
what do you think of the machine?
It's very good, and I know it will help us.
It looks good.
It looks good.
Where is it made?
This machine is made in the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, let me go to our farmers. Frederick, after you harvest your mangoes, do you get any losses?
Oh, of course, we get a lot of losses. When you harvest our mangoes before they are collected by the buyers,
Yes.
most of our mangoes rot. They just, when they are heaped somewhere, waiting to be collected, they
Yes.
just rot. Most of them rot, they are thrown away.
So you go
Get a lot of
through
loss.
a lot of losses.
A lot of loss.
Now, Mathenge, is that why there was a need to have this machine?
Yes, this is the need why we have this machine, because those wastes they can be overturned by making some products which are of good use and for their security. Because the mangoes cannot be kept for long, but the product which you can make from that can stay for a longer time. And you can use it after the mangoes are off season.
What is the economic advantage of this machine to a farmer?
They have been having a lot of waste, okay? And that waste can be overturned to some profit. And when they get this machine, they will be able to extract the juice, and that juice, after adding value, they can be able to sell at a higher price than the way they can sell a raw mango.
But how does it exactly work?
This machine can extract 5,000 liters per day.
5,000 liters of mango juice. That is a lot of juice. First, the ripe mangoes are peeled and destoned. The mango flesh is then poured into the pulping machine. The machine separates the concentrate juice from the husk. The pulp is weighed to make sure the correct amount of ingredients can be added later. The measured pulp is then boiled to begin the pasteurization process. Once the pulp is hot, sugar is added, 3.5 kilograms to every 10 liters of juice. To balance the taste and bring out the natural sweetness, citric acid is added. Lemon juice can be used instead. And from this super sweet mango sludge is where mango juice is made. I'm sure you have questions.
I have. How can we get it as a group or as an individual?
In our institution, that is Jomo Kenyatta University, we have a department we call engineering, and they make a lot of those machines, and they only sell at 250,000 per machine.
Can it be purchased by higher purchase?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If you use 1,000 shillings to purchase the raw material, that is the mangoes, after you add the value of that juice, it is supposed to give you a profit of more than 50%.
Is the machine durable?
Yes, it is durable. Yes.
How long can it last?
It can go for more than 10 years.
Ah.
Yes.
Mathenge, you say it can make ready-to-drink mango juice.
Yes.
Can we taste some, please?
Yes, of course. Jane, bring this juice.
Ah, look at them. Looks. I can't wait.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Long life.
Welcome back to Shamba Shape Up. We are focusing on mangoes, how to grow them, how to manage them, and how to market them.
Our next farmers are the Njerus. They have planted approximately 800 mango trees since 1996. They have several varieties like Kent, Tommy, and Apple. But pests are a big challenge. No surprise there. For our expert Charles Murage of TechnoServe, the key to a good harvest is first and foremost field hygiene, meaning collecting all the fallen fruits from under the trees.
When this small fruit falls, if you look at it, it has some fresh inside it. Yeah. It is freshy. So it has some sugars. So what happens is that one of the pests called the fruit fly, it gets a very good opportunity for it to start reproduction. So they come and pierce these fallen mangoes. When they are already fallen, they have started to rot. And when we talk about the life cycle of that pest, when an egg is laid inside here, it takes 2 to 4 days for it to hatch. When it hatches, it takes about 14 days. At that time, it is in larvae. Because it is already on the soil, that larvae moves from the fruit and it goes to the soil. And it stays for another 14 to 15 days. And then it comes out as a fly. The one you usually see them piercing our mangoes. So if these fruits are not corrected, it becomes a very good nursery for us to start multiplying these pests. And that is why it is very important we start controlling them as early as now. What we do is we need to collect the fruits that have fallen down. We go and dig a hole, make sure at least it's about 1.5 to 2 meters. Then you put them down there. If you have a black polythene, you put on top so that those pests can die there. And of course, it's very important that you put the trap so that you can be able to trap any of those fruit flies that are loitering around. You can be able to kill them. Now you'll be able to reduce the population that you would have for your mangoes as the season goes by. Yes.
And how do the traps work?
What we have is what we call the biological traps. We have a product here called Bacterorua. You feel there is a small sort of a tablet inside there. It's a substance that has been put some pheromone. Those pheromones usually attract the males. So the males think it's a partner to mate. But it is also laced with what we call an insecticide. We usually put that in this type of container so that the male fruit flies passes through here. So the moment it touches that substance, it is killed and it falls into the container and you can be able to see that. For this, we usually recommend you put one trap for every 15 trees because that is the area that pheromone can be able to cover.
How early should we start putting the traps?
The best time to put the traps is immediately when you start seeing the very small fruits being formed. Because the moment any of those start falling, like what we have here, that is when we start creating a very good environment for the fruit flies to start multiplying. So sometimes the biggest problem we have is when the farmers come, almost when the fruits are ripe. That's when they put. So that means we have a very high population of those pests. So even if you try, you still find they are there. But the earlier we start, the better, because we are going to kill a lot of that population. Yes.
The market is one of the biggest challenge for our farmers. The competition is very high and their mangoes are not so profitable anymore. But Mr. Murage has solutions there too.
For us in Embu, when you look at our markets, is that we have an advantage of us having either Kent or Kate. Those fruits come very late in the season. That time we don't have any other mango in Kenya. So that means you can have a good market. And the other advantage is that we also have some buyers from the region, Uganda and Tanzania, who really want to come and collect our Kate in the farms. The farmer has also he has some apple mangoes. The apple mangoes in Embu is a big challenge to grow. And even if you grow that, it may not be able to compare with what we have in Makueni. So you do so much, you get so little. But the Makueni person may not do as much. So we better let us work with what is known for. Embu, we are known for Kent. But we still struggle to put other fruits here that make us not get the money we need. Let us be strong in what we are known.
Wow, Mr. Murage.
Yes.
You are learning so much.
It's mango harvest time. And here's Charles, our expert from TechnoServe, discussing harvesting techniques with Patrick. To avoid damaging mangoes, Patrick and Charles each have a special tool for harvesting. Let's find out how they work.
I use this kind of material to harvest the mangoes because it prevents the mangoes. This one. It is very good. It's very useful to prevent the mangoes dropping and getting cracks.
So, Patrick, how do you do it?
I pick my container and I go up to the fruits. After hanging it, I pull slowly. You see, it does not fall down.
Then it's easy just to reach in.
Yes.
Take out your mango. And put it in a container.
In the container.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
The hoop Patrick uses has a metal bar to pull the mango off the tree and a net underneath so the mango only falls a short distance. Hey, Charles.
Yes.
Why do you recommend farmers to use this kind of a system?
There are fruits that are quite far off the tree, and sometimes, farmers sometimes they just check the tree to have the fruits fall, and when they fall, they tend to crack, and even if they don't crack, you usually find that part that has hit the ground, it starts getting spoiled.
Is there another method that Patrick can use to harvest his mangoes?
We have this technology that we have brought. This one is an import.
It looks interesting, doesn't it?
It is.
So how does it work?
So it is basically like just getting to where the fruit is, and the fruit falls down there.
Tell us, what's the difference between this particular tool and the other one the farmer was using?
That one has a braid, and it's also able to carry a lot of fruit, and it has a net. This one is smaller, and so the people who don't have a lot of energy, sometimes this one becomes a problem because you harvest so many. It becomes heavy for them to harvest. But this one is 2, he puts down, 3, he puts down.
The tool Charles is using has metal hooks to pull the mangoes from the tree and a metal basket with a paper card, so the mango doesn't fall at all. It simply rolls into the cage. That's 2 great techniques for harvesting mangoes. It's vital mangoes are sent to the market in the best condition. If there's any bruising, the mangoes will be rejected and all your hard work will be for nothing. But what do farmers do at harvest time when there are too many mangoes flooding the market? Patrick has found a solution, a mango factory, where he not only sells his mangoes, but where he gets a higher price too. Can't wait to see the factory. Will you take us there right now? We see it?
Of course, yes.
Let us go see.
Okay.
All right. Charles, come on. The mango factory Charles sells his mangoes to is run on equipment supplied by Village Industrial Power, called the VIP Drying Solution. The dryer can process up to 600 kilos of dried mangoes in 2 shifts of a single 24-hour period. I can't wait to find out about it. Aha! And here's our experts from VIP, Farida and Benson. This is the heart of the process, the VIP Biomass Burner. It runs on farm waste, such as maize cobs, nutshells, and mango trimmings. The machine not only produces hot air to dry the mangoes, it produces electricity too. So let's go sit down and find out all about it. So what is the importance of drying?
Actually, drying is important in that when the fruits are on season, let's talk about the mangoes, there's a lot of wastage and the price in the market is not that good for the farmer. So drying is important because you can preserve it, so it cuts down on the post-harvest losses. And even when the fruit is out of season, you can still access it. So that is why drying is very important. You can preserve the produce and at the same time you can make it available off-season. Yes.
And I saw that, I think, 2 systems of drying. I saw there was a solar and then using the VIP.
Yes.
What was the difference?
But the challenge they had with solar drying was that because of the weather variability, when there is the cloudy cover that morning, there will be no drying. I don't know whether you saw the slices that had some browning on them.
Yes.
That means the heat was not enough. The fruits were going into waste. But when you look at the VIP drying, it is very reliable in that you don't have to worry whether it will be a rainy day or a sunny day. You can always use it at any time of the day, at any time of the season.
VIP is a business in a box.
Business in a box. Well, that's a fantastic system. A business in a box. I like that. We have seen how finding markets for mangoes is a challenge to most farmers. So now I have decided to go and meet Nicholas Nzioka from the European Investment Bank, or EIB, the Bank of the European Union. Nicholas is going to help me find new markets for our farmers' mangoes. The EU and its bank, the EIB, is making big investment in Kenya's farming sector.
The main goal of this funding is to enable agri-SMEs to take on more produce from farmers. And when they do more business together, the smallholder farmer will be able to produce more. There will be more money in the farmer's pocket, and generally this will lead to prosperous communities. Yes.
I see. So why are we here at this factory?
We are here to see for ourselves one of the beneficiaries of the EU funding. An example of a very good company that works with the smallholder farmers.
So Nicholas, can we say that what you're doing is supporting farmers for prosperous communities?
Absolutely, Tony. You've hit the nail on the head.
Exactly. So let's go meet Jane. Okay, now let's find out from Jane how the EU has helped VAT expand their mango business into dried fruit with access to the European market, and how in turn this helps farmers.
Currently, we cannot export fresh mangoes to Europe. But if we add value, if we dry them, then we access the markets there. Then that gives VAT the capacity to engage with the smallholder farmers and promise a market from the first fruit to the last fruit. And more importantly, we can ensure that we have as least as possible. We want to bring it to a nil of waste at the field level.
How many smallholder farmers are you working with in the mango value chain?
We have concluded contractual agreements with 3,000 odd farmers. This is one of the things that the Agrify Kenya Challenge Fund has been instrumental, because support to training the farmers to adopt the good agricultural practices, to ensure there is a constant improvement in the production. We want to show them that we can make money out of the mango trees.
So Jane, what message would you give to our farmers who are growing mangoes, especially the ones with the challenges of markets and wastage?
Come one, come all.
From all over Kenya?
From all over Kenya, precisely. We follow the mango season as it moves across the country.
So they don't have to be worried at all?
They don't have to be worried at all about the market. Mangoes. We have a market for all quality of their fruit.
Wow. Our farmer will be happy to hear that. Well, this sounds fantastic. So I'm going back to the farm to tell our farmer about it. On the way, I've picked up VAT's chief agronomist, Joel Mugira. VAT not only buy all grades of mango, they help the farmer increase production too.
We offer agronomy services to our farmers for free. We start with the farmer right from when we are preparing the trees. We do the pruning all the way from flowering up to the fruiting stage, so that we ensure that the farmer can get the right quality of the mango we want.
Do you collect all the types of the mangoes?
What we do is we collect apples, we collect ngwe, like this one.
Yes.
We collect the tome also from next season.
Okay.
We'll be collecting the Kent. Actually, we want 40 tons per day, and we can only get that.
40?
Yeah, 40 tons per day.
So you still need a lot of
We
mangoes.
need a lot of mangoes, a lot of mangoes.
So even farmers out there should now get in touch with you.
Yeah, get in
and
touch with
bring
you.
all their mangoes
Bring all
to
the
you.
mangoes, all the mangoes, all the mangoes. We need
All the
mangoes.
mangoes. You need mangoes.
Mangoes.
From everywhere.
From everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Bring all your mangoes. This EU and EIB project with VAT offer mango farmers both helping growing mangoes and a market for their crop, which includes exporting to Europe. That's a double win for all you mango farmers out there.